Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Yeah, not much price action on Saturday. Typical for a Saturday. You know that on this channel. We always wait for a wave 4 on Saturday. It looks like we could still really be in this wave 4. I mean, for me, it's a bit like, okay, either this is wave 4 with support at 1818, or we are already in wave 2 with support at 1694. There's not really a way of saying, okay, which one it is. If I had to give you my view, I think we are still in wave 4. The pure reason is that the wave 5, if we're already in wave 2, in larger wave 2, then the wave 5 obviously already finished, right? It would be something like that. Wave 5 topped yesterday, but it would be a very short wave 5. Looks more like a 3-wave move to the upside, and it was very short. I mean, okay, that is a 3-wave move to the upside. Not necessarily a problem because the wave 1 can be counted as a 3-wave move and the wave 3 as well if I have to. So it could just be a larger diagonal with the wave 1 finished yesterday, but it's just too short to be reliable and leaves a little bit on uncertainty for us to deal with. But because Ethereum and Bitcoin and crypto like to do overshooting B waves, because it's Saturday and we often see a wave 4 on Saturday, sideways action, which is boring, basically consolidation after a strong increase or decrease, depending on the situation. And because wave 4 was very short, so it would be good to get a bit of an extended wave 4. I think we are in the wave 4. Now, explained to you yesterday how to deal with this. We can see the bullish range go down all the way to 1694 because this is bullish support for wave 2. It doesn't really matter from a tactic. Well, it doesn't really matter, are we in a wave 4? Are we in a wave 2? Because we don't know. Okay, there's no way of knowing really. But we know that it's highly likely either we are in a wave 4 or in a wave 2, which could come down a little deeper. Therefore, this is the range we deal with. Okay, so the bullish range is from yesterday's high at 1937 all the way down to 1694. And that's the range. Okay, I explained in yesterday's video how to deal with this. But that's basically the range. As long as we're holding 1694, bullishness should continue. As long as we're holding 1818 here, the 50% retracement of the third wave, very short-term bullishness should continue, and we could get one more high in a wave 5. That's why I deal with it as follows. As long as we are holding 1818, I assume we are in the wave 4 and get one more wave up in a wave 5 of wave 1. If we break below 1818, I assume we are already in wave 2. So we have a short-term bullish and or let's say we have a very short-term bullish scenario here, which could get one more high, or short-term bullish, okay? Only a sustained break below 1694 will make me consider, again, something more bearish. I mean, I'm considering it anyway, but at the moment, we are in a bullish scenario, in a short-term bullish scenario. So it's really the break below 1694 that would unlock lower prices, possibly down to 1534, which again would not really be bearish. It would just mean that we are resetting our wave 2, which currently is counted as complete on the 15th of June. So this wave 2, this entire correction, which started in April, would then not be finished yet and will come down a little lower. But also that is part of a bullish scenario. It's just like, okay, which support do we have to use? Okay, so from that point of view, there isn't really anything bearish about this chart. This move up could have been a little bit more like an impulse. It looks a bit more like a diagonal, which always leaves a little bit of uncertainty here on the table. But yeah, I think it could be an impulse, could also be a diagonal. Maybe it's an impulse diagonal or whatever. Just invented that word. But yeah, I think this is the situation. So it's going to be interesting because resistances are just here in front of us. We've got 1926 as more or less important resistance level. You can see that. I'm talking here about structural resistances. Then we've got 1964, which is basically not that relevant, but we have a swing high here on the 26th of April. And the more important one is the wave X high at 2020. I think that is quite important. And above that, we've got $2,140. But yeah, all of them need to be taken out eventually. I don't know how many we get in this one more wave up, but it is certainly possible in the 5th wave of the first wave to get all the way up to 2,000, maybe even a little higher. But the condition obviously is that it's holding the 1818 level, again below that level, we can drop into the deeper support area. And if it turns around there, then we should still get the third wave rally to the upside. So we need that wave 2 pullback anyway. The question is just, does it happen straight away? And the 1818 level would be the signal level and possibly a break of the trend line to the downside. Or do we get one more wave up and come down then? So these are this is the important consideration we have to make here. But yeah, overall, Ethereum a little bit weaker than Bitcoin. You know that. We've been talking about that, and I can actually open quickly the ETH BTC chart just to highlight that a change could be coming. So over the last couple of weeks, Ethereum has been outperformed by Bitcoin, where actually it started on the 6th of June. Yeah, pretty much a couple of weeks. That was not a surprise because we've been talking about this triangle break here to the downside on the ETH BTC chart, and that Ethereum would be outperformed by Bitcoin. Now, it didn't happen in a straight line, but nobody said it will. Now, the idea is that we are getting a little bit lower still. We lost support here recently, so if it comes down even lower at 0.006, this will be the first possibility for a turnaround. But between 0.005 basically and 0.006, I would expect a turnaround. That means that at some point then Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin again, and that could happen and take place for the foreseeable future. Will be very, very interesting. But at the moment, Ethereum is still being outperformed by Bitcoin as per the ETH BTC chart analysis. Yeah, and looking at the ETH chart again, one more view here. I wanted to take a look at the daily chart. As you know, Ethereum was massively oversold on the RSI. Well, it wasn't massively oversold, but on the daily RSI, it was pretty much oversold. Typically on the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts, that always indicates a more substantial low is or was in place. We're not overbought even, but even if we are overbought, it doesn't mean price needs to stop with the rally. Yeah, actually, it was the case here between the 10th of March and April. This was actually something that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, getting overbought on the daily chart doesn't always lead to a pullback. In this case, it did. Overbought, I find fairly useless normally. But it did work here in April. Here it didn't work that well. Yeah, as you can see, it flagged up overbought reading here. It was pretty much the high, you could say, but it still pushed quite a bit higher. But very often, if it's a really decent rally, and if we talk about, okay, you know, we're getting into something like this, if people say, all right, we're overbought here, right? That was in July 2020, pretty pointless, isn't it? So the overbought reading, I take that with caution. Because honestly, if you have a real rally, you want overbought readings. So you see that here. And if people sold the overbought, it's just pointless. Okay, they missed the entire rally. So that's why I'm always careful with overbought, especially in the third wave rally. But oversold typically gives quite a reliable reading, which is also why I highlighted down here that a substantial low is close. So either a substantial corrective rally or maybe already a breakout rally. And it looks good for breakout at this stage. Yeah, that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.